Ben LeBolt on the line with us. He is the National Campaign Press Secretary for the Barack Obama 2012 campaign. Ben, welcome back to the program.
Hey, Tom. Thanks for having me.
Great to have you with us. BarackObama.com, of course, the website. I have a really serious question for you. Mitt Romney, first of all, I'm assuming that you're familiar with the psychological concept of projection. You accuse others of what you're planning on doing.
Yeah, it's sort of the I'm rubber, you're glue concept.
Yeah. Well, actually, that's kind of how you respond to it, which is a tough response. But clip number 2 here, Shane. This is just a 23-second clip of Mitt Romney talking about what he expects President Obama to be doing in a few days in the debates.
But I think the challenge that I'll have in the debate is that the president tends to, how shall I say it, say things that aren't true. And in attacking his opponents, I've looked at prior debates, and in that kind of case, it's difficult to say, well, am I going to spend my time correcting things that aren't quite accurate, or am I going to spend my time talking about the things I want to talk about? And
now, not only are Romney's ads demonstrably more often knocked down by fact checkers than the Obama campaign's ads, and similarly for their surrogates, I mean, by orders of magnitude. And not only are Romney's statements more often knocked down than those of President Obama, but now I think he's announcing that he's going to be using strategic deception, shall we say, as a debate technique. Now, I realize you guys are not walking around talking about here's how we're going to conduct ourselves in the debates, but just in the abstract, how does anyone successfully debate another person who just makes stuff up?
Well, this is sort of the opposite of their convention, right? I mean, the convention was really based on a tripod of lies. The welfare reform attack that President Clinton had said was false, and the architect of welfare reform had said was false. They sent Paul Ryan out to attack the same Medicare savings that he'd identified in his own budget, and to blame the president for the closure of a GM plant that had been slated for closure before the president even took office. So it is a strange tactic coming from their end. I think the other thing they intend to do in the debates is to say that, Mitt Romney landed 35 punches against the president, therefore he won the debate. I think that's a misuse of the debate if they think that's what the goal is. I mean, I think that this will be a big audience, and it's an opportunity to lay out your plans to create good-paying jobs for the middle class. That's what the president's going to do, and I think they're approaching this in an entirely different way.
We have a long history in American politics of October surprises, particularly on the part of Republicans. I'm guessing you're familiar with the Lyndon Johnson, Richard Nixon 1968 October surprise, are you?
Is that the origin of October surprises?
Well, no, actually, if you don't mind, I'll play a short clip for you. This is Lyndon Johnson had actually negotiated peace with South Vietnam in September of 1968. Hubert Humphrey, as vice president, was running for president. He was going to announce it. Nixon heard about it, and the Nixon campaign out of New Mexico contacted the South Vietnamese and said, do not go to Paris, do not have the peace, we'll give you a better deal, we'll make you rich. Lyndon Johnson went to his grave with this secret, but here's his conversation with Everett Dirksen, the leading Senate Republican and a man of high integrity at the time. It's just a short clip. Here you go, Ben.
Here's the latest information we got. The agent says that they just talked to the boss in New Mexico, and that he says that you must hold out. Just hold on until after the election. We know what Chew is saying to them out there. Yeah. We're pretty well informed on both ends. Now, I'm reading their hand, Everett. I don't want to get this in the campaign. That's right. And they oughtn't to be doing this. This is treason. I know.
Everett Dirksen, this is treason. I know. And that just came out 2 years ago when the Johnson Library finally released those tapes. We discovered that Richard Nixon, committed treason, and therefore another 20,000 Americans died, another million Vietnamese. Are you prepared for? Is the Obama campaign prepared for any kind of October surprise coming down the road?
Well, I can't say we're anticipating anything of that nature. But listen, I think in terms of the debates, that the Romney campaign has treated October 3rd like a game-changing moment for their candidate. They're looking for a Reagan-like breakout moment. Here at the campaign, we're focused on what we can focus on every day, which is building the best campaign possible and getting the message out about the president's plan to restore economic security for the middle class. You saw that in the 2-minute spot that we're up with in battleground states across the country today, the president laying out his plans. I think one difference that you see from past elections is that Election Day doesn't take place just on one day.
Right.
In fact, it started in Iowa today, and you'll see early vote happen week after week in these states. And so we've gotten to a point where every day matters.
Yeah, and absolutely true. Ben, in the minute we have left, what's the main message that you would convey to people who are concerned about the future of this country and this election's role in that?
Well, I think that the economic choice has crystallized, and the economic policy that Mitt Romney has presented isn't a theory. It's something that we tried before and failed. It's that $5 trillion tax cuts for the wealthiest Americans, very similar to those that we passed in 2001 and 2003, will unleash job creation. And they didn't. They led to the slowest pace of job creation since World War II, and coupled with stripping back oversight from Wall Street, they were a financial house of cards that collapsed and devastated the middle class in 2008. We've made a lot of progress in the past few years since we were losing 800,000 jobs a month. But the fact is, we can't stop there. We need to continue to invest in education and research and development and infrastructure, reduce the deficit in balanced ways so that we can now restore economic security for the middle class.
Well said. Ben LeBolt, National Campaign Press Secretary to Barack Obama 2012, BarackObama.com. Ben, thanks for dropping by today.
Thanks for having me, Tom.
Always good talking with you. We'll be back.